I've got someone who knows what they're talking about.
Hey, Sarah, how's it going?
Good, thanks. So Dean is a music coach and music publisher. And I thought who better to talk to us about music rights than someone actually in the industry. So I'm super excited to have Dean here.
I'm in the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia, and man, it's so good to be on your show. This for me is just so real because I'm a subscriber. Like my notification is on when it comes to your content. So for me to be sitting here chit chatting with you is just freaking amazing.
But I'm excited because this content it's real, like for creators and for musicians and artists. And I really liked the idea of bringing you on board to talk about it from the perspective of someone in the industry, because I think it's one thing to hear, oh, it's breaking the law, and everyone kind of disregards that. But I liked having it from the perspective of, you know what? This is real. It impacts not just, government and lawmakers, but it impacts musicians and music creators. So I'm really excited to hear your perspective on this. I'm actually a bit disappointed that I wasn't organized enough to play some music.
I am the music, I can beatbox.
I don't think I've ever had anyone beatbox on the live stream before, so that's a first.
Wow.
All right, let's get into it, Dean. So let's just say that I'm on a live stream. Let's just say that I wanted to, get people in the mood and set the scene and get everyone a bit excited. And I played some Beyonce. Yeah. Why am I not allowed to do that?
All right, awesome. So there are the main two platforms that we're talking about, Facebook and YouTube. So let's start with Facebook. We're not allowed to play copyrighted music on Facebook because Facebook signed a deal with major record labels. So anytime you play a song from that catalog or those catalog, then Facebook usually mutes your video. So if the song is played for 30 seconds or a minute in your video or in various parts, Facebook mutes those sections, and then you'll get that notification. But it's hard to resolve that. It's super difficult. And
I've also seen people say that they were playing music, or music was playing in the background while they were live because they were out and they were, there was a cafe behind them and there was some, music playing, and then their live stream also got pulled down, like it just stopped. So I've also seen cases of that.
Yeah, so that's something that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Music is music, whether it's intentional or not. So if you're out and about, if you're driving somewhere and you go live and that music is in the background, if it's copyrighted music, then you're going to get in trouble on Facebook. Even though Facebook released about 2 weeks ago something where they're trying not to penalize live streamer, especially in the pandemic season. So let's say you go live, as long as it's a live stream, they're saying that they won't take your video down, but they're not saying for how long they're going to allow that sort of thing. But for the most part, according to the announcement, you should be okay within a short period of time. But my thing is, just forget about that. Like, you don't have to always play an artist that's known or popular. You can just play a local artist. You can just get a beat. Mm-hmm. Facebook in of itself has royalty-free music. People just don't know it. You can just go to, I think it's business.facebook.com, but it's Facebook Creator Studio. And right in there, you'll see royalty-free music. Some might not be hot, but there are plenty of them because I've used them before. And any of those tracks you use, they have tracks with lyrics in there, tracks just by themselves. Mm-hmm. And they also have sound effects. And that to me is just super dope. So you can just go there, download it, install it in your live, and you're good to go. On YouTube now. So YouTube's
different beast. She's a different beast.
Yes.
Let's talk about YouTube, because I think YouTube's the big one where I think Facebook Live is one thing, but YouTube, there are creators there who, trying to make money from YouTube videos, and YouTube has strikes, and strikes are like a big deal. So I'll let you talk more about YouTube and music and strikes.
All right. So the first thing I would address for YouTube is the difference between a copyright claim and a copyright strike. A
What's the
copyright
difference?
claim is when YouTube sends you an email just to basically say, hey, we have noticed that you're playing a song that someone claimed, the copyright owner claims, and they will tell you in that email, this is not a strike against your channel. We're just only just going to place ads on your video. So in other words, you won't be able to monetize that video if it has copyrighted music in it, right? So that's a claim.
So let's break that down a bit, because
Yes.
I was listening to some of your content and you were talking about in terms of music and who has a claim to that revenue. And there's lots of layers and it's very complicated from what I understood. And so when you are a creator on YouTube and you monetize, from my understanding is that if you monetize and you've got music from someone, then you don't get all of that revenue. So you need to share that with the person who created the music publishers. Is that right?
Yeah, so the music publishers, for the most part, control the copyright of the music, and then they distribute that to the songwriters or sometimes producers. But on the other hand, if you play a song, let's say you play a song that the artist doesn't want that song to be on your video, just doesn't want your channel or my channel to represent his or her music, then that person could order what's called a DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And so they will force YouTube to take it down. On the other hand, a strike is basically when, like, 3 strikes on YouTube, you're out. Your channel is banned. But right inside YouTube, once you go to YouTube and you click your profile and you go to my channel, all you have to do is slide over to the left and you'll see audio library to the left. Once you click on YouTube Studio, audio library, and that's YouTube royalty-free music as well. Why get in trouble when both platforms provide, royalty-free music? And you say, well, I want hot tracks. I want tracks that's super dope. And I don't know if you're going to put this in I think it's in the description. You can go to Epidemic Sound as well.
Yes, so we'll drop the link to the Epidemic Sound in the description. What is Epidemic Sound?
So Epidemic Sound, oh my gosh, I love them so much, Sarah, because they have real artists. So they're like artists that are on the cutting edge. They're super pop artists or reggae or whatnot, and it's just modern beats. The beats are very groovy. They're just super hot. I use them a lot. The only thing now, here's the thing. So it's subscription based. So let's say you start a free trial, which you can do, and you download 20 songs, and at the end of the 30 days, you discontinue that service. Here's the thing. You can still play the music that belongs to Epidemic, but if you're not a subscriber to Epidemic, then you can't monetize those videos, and they'll send you an email and let you know. It's tricky. As long as you are a paid member of Epidemic, you can use their songs all across the internet. And these are dope. When I say dope tracks, oh my gosh. They have sting tracks, like just for commercial, just for 20 seconds or 30 seconds or 5 seconds. They have full-on tracks, amazing singers. I play them all the time. So, in other words, don't get a copyright strike, man. Like, there are plenty of options out there to protect yourself. Be intentional. If you're going out and you're going to go live, make sure that the music you're playing, you have the rights to it. So the only time you can get away on YouTube is most times, they're going to just put ads on your song, and that will be that. But you need to at least know exactly what you're doing. In
terms of subscription services, it's interesting. So Epidemic Sound is one for creators to use, and they can download the music, but it's only valid whilst you are an active subscriber to Epidemic Sound.
Monetized video.
Yep, on a monetized video. Okay. What if so this is the thing. Everyone's like, I don't want to pay ongoing fees. So let's talk a little bit about that, right? And talk about why we need to pay these ongoing fees.
So, these, so Epidemic Sound, by the way, I like to talk about sites and companies that I actually have tested. I don't like,
Mm-hmm.
So Epidemic Sound, the reason why you have to pay is because they sign contracts with these artists. These are not just artists that were back in the day. These are current artists that are constantly, performing on tour. They are active on Instagram with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and whatnot. So they sign these deals. So whenever you pay your subscription fee, they get a piece of that. Whenever the revenue comes in off of that video, the artists and the songwriters, they get a piece of that as well. So they have a system which is, to me, that's genius. The fact that I can download songs and then I end my contract and they know that I'm no longer paying and the software picks that up, or the AI picks that up. I say, hey, wait a minute, you stop paying, so you cannot monetize that video. So that's why they charge, because they want you to do that. Now, there are other services out there that they say it's free, and it's free, but here is the thing that people get in trouble with, Sarah. Attribution. There are a lot of producers out there that will say you can use my music for free, but the thing is, because you don't read the fine print, you have to let the people know who this song belongs to. Producer Mike James, and if you don't put those details, they can issue a takedown. They can take you to, because it's in the fine prints, it's in the contract. It's free, but attribution is important.
Interesting. And in terms of paying these subscriptions, I really liked how you emphasized that, it's not just about paying for the right to use them. It's about, paying the artist for their work as well. So that's about keeping it fair. So you want to use music, so that you can add, mood and ambience to your track, that's fine, but you're using someone else's work in your work, so you need to respect that and I guess go through the right channels. I know, we talked about Epidemic Sound, but there's lots of also other, I guess, royalty-free sites out there. What do you prefer, Epidemic Sound compared to Audio Jungle or the other one?
Yeah, great question. Why do I?
Because I'm an artist and I believe in supporting the artists. They're my people.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, so I'm a bass player, so I really like nowadays music. I really do, modern pop. So I'm Jamaican, so of course I'm into dance hall and the reggae. I'm into dope. I'm into amazing hip hop. I'm into pop. So, but there's a modern sound that Epidemic has that always gets me, always grips me in my heart. And if it grabs me in my heart, it's gonna grab the viewer's heart. And I just like to use them, but I do use other tracks. I have a producer that I work with. His name is Caleb. He supplies tracks to me all the time, and I make sure that he's set up to get royalties whenever we play his music or anybody else plays his tracks. So I do have that system as well, and he's a dope producer as well. So it's just all about your choice, man. Anywhere you want to go, you can go. There's another company that is called Lick. I think it's Lyc. I don't remember how to spell it, but it's called Lick. Now,
put it in the description later.
It's a little bit different. Yeah, so Lick offers, let's say you want to play a song from Beyonce, Rihanna, Madonna. I think they can do these different contracts where you can get to play the song. You pay a one-time fee.
That can't be cheap to be playing, a one-time fee to play Madonna's song. Surely that's not something that is cheap.
Well, people do it because they want to associate themselves with known artists, so to speak. But for me, as a content creator, music creator, and whatnot, as long as the song is dope, as long as the track is amazing and it grips your heart, Sarah, you don't have to have a well-known. Like some of the songs I play from Epidemic Sound, oh my gosh, they're very emotional, whether they're fast or slow. There's something about that site that always gets me. So I just stick with what connects with me.
Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about in terms of music, the rules, things people need to consider in terms of, creators? What do they really need to be conscious of?
So I would say don't be afraid to add music to your content, because it does connect with people. Once people hear music, it draws them in. So if you're playing a song on your live and it doesn't connect with you, chances are it might not connect with someone else. So start with what connects with you. It doesn't matter the style. It could be jazz, it could be soul, it could be country. Whatever that song is, it needs to connect with you first as the content creator.
All right.